Good morning, everyone. It's June 25th. I started this channel a while ago, and I haven't been utilizing it, so I'm going to start. So I wanted to make a video today about negotiating. I've been in real estate a long time. I've closed hundreds and hundreds of deals, and negotiating is just one of the biggest aspects of real estate for obvious reasons. And so the thought I had and the thing I wanted to talk about today was about not taking it personal and also not making it personal. That's kind of like the theme of today's video. So what do I mean by that? So let's say you're working with a buyer and you put together this offer, and based on the market and just current sales comps, everything, you think to yourself, this is a really good offer. This is a great offer, and the seller should take it, and you're really excited about it. And so you shoot out this offer, and then you get this counter back. And when you see the counter, it's not what you're looking for. Maybe they came back with a really high, or they barely budged. Maybe they just barely came off. They're not really meeting you in the middle or anything, or maybe their timelines are way off. They want a really short inspection period, a really fast close, a ton more in escrow, and it kind of catches you off guard a little bit, and you can feel your emotions kick in, right? So I don't know what your situation is. Maybe you're slow at the moment. You don't have a lot of sales going on. Maybe your mortgage is due, or, just whatever your personal situation is. But when this counter comes back, it hits you wrong. And you find yourself feeling kind of annoyed by it. And so this is where the don't take it personal comes into the picture. When you're negotiating, you're a professional, okay? So act like one. And the advice I have is, number one, look at the counter. No matter what it is, just look at it, slow down, and then take all the emotion out of it. And think about, for a moment, what can you do to still make this happen? Because I can't tell you how many times I've looked at a counter and said, yeah, this is done. This is a dead deal. And then I go back to my client and I just say, listen, where can we wiggle a little bit at this point? Because maybe my client was making their highest and best, or maybe they were almost maxed out when they made there. And then this counter's coming back and we're really far apart. But I can't tell you how many times where I've seen these counters and just go, there's no way. But we find a small amount of compromise and it works out. So, but if I had taken it personal and responded to the listing agent in any kind of a frustrated way, or said something silly, emailed something silly, or texted something silly, it could have ruined it right then and there. So again, if you get a response you don't like, don't take it personal, okay? So the next thing is if you do take it personal, the thing you got to consider is what you're revealing about yourself. So, because the possibility is let's say it doesn't work out, okay? Maybe you guys do counter the counter, you give it your best, you look for a little bit of dancing room in there, and this deal just doesn't work out, right? So, but by taking it personal and then making it personal, which is going to be the next thing, you've eliminated the possibility of that deal coming back to you. Because again, I can't tell you how many times a deal doesn't work out, you stay cool, you act like a professional, and then about a month or two later, maybe it's a week later, all of a sudden you're getting that phone call going, well, hey, you know what? The seller has changed their mind. Now they're looking to take your offer. So boom, there you go. The other thing to think about is too, when you take it personal and then you make it personal with your response, is if you make it personal and now you say something you shouldn't have said to potentially the listing agent, now you are burning a bridge for future business. And that's something you just don't want to do. If you're in the real estate business, and God forbid you're starting out, you might be in this business for 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, 40 years. Okay? And if that other agent is a busy agent in your area, well, now you have just burnt a bridge that could have made you a lot of money down the road. So just for example, say you get heated with that agent. You say something you shouldn't say because now you've taken it personally and you've made it personal because you really wanted this one deal to happen. You just really needed it and it didn't work out. So you allowed your emotions to get a hold of you and you've said something silly that you shouldn't have said, and you shouldn't have said it. And then let's say 2 months down the road, you pick up a new client and you're all excited. And the client says, hey, I was looking on realtor.com and I saw this house, or you set me up this auto email and I saw this house that I really like. Can you set up a showing time? And you're super excited. And you're like, heck yeah, let's go. So you get on the MLS, you look it up. Well, guess who it is? The person that you made it personal with is that listing agent. And now all of a sudden, what do? So again, the one thing I've learned in life is that it's really, really easy to burn a bridge. It's very difficult to rebuild the bridge. So again, in real estate, be a professional. Don't take it personally. Don't make it personal. It's the last thing you want to do. Because if you act like a professional in a situation where you don't want to, then that other person on the other side is going to see the kind of professional you are. And then if that deal doesn't work out, then the next one comes along, they're going to go, you know what? I thought they might have been upset about what happened, but they didn't. They didn't get upset. They handled themselves really, really well. And so now I really want to work with that person. And then maybe over the next 20 years, you do 50 deals with that person. But if you would have burnt the bridge on that first time, who knows what would have happened with those other 50 deals. So again, in real estate, you always have to be thinking down the road. If I say this, if I email this, if I text this, how is this one statement, this one paragraph going to affect my income for the next 20 years of my life, potentially? I mean, I know that might seem a little grandiose or a little ridiculous, but it's extremely true. Once you burn a bridge, have fun rebuilding it. Especially in real estate, especially if you're, God forbid, you're in a hot market and, that listing agent is a hot listing agent constantly getting tons of listings. They're getting multiple offers. And guess what? You're the one jerk that ran your mouth, said the stuff you shouldn't have said because you really wanted that one deal to happen. And now every time you represent a client and you go in front of that person, well, you're definitely not their favorite person in the room. So that's my thought, my advice for today is whether you're negotiating a real estate deal or any deal, really. If you make an offer and you get back something that you don't like, or a listing agent or a seller says something that you don't like, don't ever take it personal. Don't make it personal. Think about the future. Think about that bridge. Don't break the bridge. Don't burn it down. But also remember that even with just some minor modifications to your offer, you could still make it happen. And even if you don't make it happen, a week or two later, they might come back to you because you handled yourself with integrity and you treated them in a respectful manner, even when you were upset. And the key point is you acted like a professional, because as a real estate agent or broker, that's what you are. You're a professional. So just make sure you always act like one, and the business will continue. Your business will grow, and people will remember that about you, and they're going to want to work with you. So that's my thought for today. Again, don't make it personal. Don't take it personal. Be a pro. Grow your business. Don't burn bridges. And have a thriving future and go make that money. And I guess my little final word would be action creates action. So get out there and do something. Take some action to make some action. There you go, people. All right, go sell something. Have a beautiful day. I hope my advice helps. Take it for what it's worth. And go be successful. Talk to you soon.